My video ran out, but I'm going to make a little second video to talk about number 5, to give you at least one more example to really see where your errors were, and hopefully you can correct them. So I'm gonna back up a little bit. Right? This was the last example from the previous video. The 9z minus 15 should create a 3 GCF from both of them, and when you divide by 3, you get 9 divided by 3, 3z. Then 15 divided by 3, 5. The x plus y drops down there. All right, number 5. So we've got 60my minus 98 plus 140m minus 42y. First question I should ask myself is, does rearranging these terms give me maybe a clear visual for how this thing's going to factor? And the thing that jumps out to me right away is that I have two m terms that end in a 0. And if two terms end in a 0, we know that they share at least 10. At least 10. So I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to have 60my plus 140m. All right, and then I'm just going to glob the other terms together. Although I could probably be a little smarter about this. You see how the y is nested in the first term of this first group? I think it would be wise to put the y term of our second group first. Because then there's probably going to be no need for rearranging or do an extra step of evaluation from there. Okay? So let's check this. I got 60my plus 140m. Sorry, all my markers seem to be fading. I'm going back and forth between them. So the GCF to this group here, it's at least 10. All right? So, and we know there's an m in there. So if I divided 60 by 10 and 140 by 10, I would get 6y plus 14. They share another 2 as a factor. So if it divides 10, and then from there it divides 2, that means overall, it's going to divide 20. Now again, if that's hard for you guys to visualize, you can always fall back on prime factorization, where you just circle what they share and then put that on the outside. So there's your GCF. Your leftover 60 divided by 20 is 3. M divided by m is 1, and then there's a y on the tail end. 140 divided by 20 is 7, and then the m's cancel out. So it's plus 7. All right, second group. Again, this negative has to be taken out in order to create 2 positive leftovers. So we're dividing this by a negative, dividing this by a negative. The question is, how much do they share? We know they share at least a 2 because they're both even. So if we took a 2 out of this, half of 42 is 21. And half of 98 is 49. Can we take anything else out? We sure can. Take out a 7. If you divide that by 7 and that by 7, you get 3y plus. Oh, that's the leftover from this group here. They have to be identical. So the question is, wait, what did we take out? We divided by 2 to get 21y plus 49. Then we divided by 7 to get 3y plus 7. So, divided by 2, divided by 7, you divided by 14. So the GCF for this one was 14. and then it divides out to give you 3y plus 7. All right, group the Group the GCFs together to get the first binomial. So here's your GCF binomial. And your leftover binomial is 3y plus 7. By no means, though, are we done. Look at 20m minus 14. I think you guys have that knee-jerk reaction of just circling that puppy up right away when you get the two factors side by side. Discipline yourself now to check it out one step further. Does 20m minus 14 divide anything that we didn't see at the very beginning of the problem? They're both even. That means they both at least divide 2. So, when you think about 20m minus 14, this is just scratch work over here. 20m minus 14, if I were told to just straight up factor that polynomial there, the GCF would go on the outside, which in this case I think it's 2, which means we divide both of these by 2. You'd get 10m for my leftovers minus 7. Okay, so in this last move, this is essentially what you're doing. You're taking the small polynomial here, that particular binomial, two-term polynomial, and you are factoring it one step further. All right, so hopefully these videos were very helpful to you guys to see what errors you were making, and then hopefully on this assignment you guys are working diligently to correct those errors. So, do the best you can. Please just ask questions through email, and yeah, make sure you guys are getting missing assignments and late assignments up to date. Check your email. If I sent you guys a suggestion to make corrections, the assumption is you were supposed to respond to that if it wasn't given to you as a grade. If it still says it's missing, that means you're still missing like a pretty fundamental thing. So that's all. See ya.